reference on that one. But anyway, okay. Yasir Rosemond, the latest hire for Mike Woodson's and Indiana basketball staff. Kind of an outlier, I guess, is the best word to describe it. No connection known to the fans, a name that's not known. His background is, it's where he came from. And then there's a little bit of the hint of that FBI investigation. So some questions that have come up with his name. And then he was on the Alabama staff with Avery Johnson down at Alabama last until 2015, and what he's been doing for the last 6 years. So lots of questions about where he's been, what he's been doing. Why has he not been coaching for 6 years?
Well, so there is a connection. He was actually an assistant coach with Kenny Payne when they were both at Oregon. Kenny Payne now the one of the assistants for the New York Knicks, and that's obviously where Mike Woodson was before he became the head coach of Indiana. So that relationship ties to Kenny Payne. Kenny Payne really well known.
That's a relationship of a relationship.
Yeah, but Kenny Payne's really well known not only in the recruiting world in college basketball, but just his entire connection and network. If it comes from Kenny Payne, you have a pretty good guy. So that's where that comes from. Obviously, a lot of people are going to look at his name coming up in the FBI investigation. That was really short-lived. There was nothing that came out after that tied him to anything related to that. He had one meeting and then moved on from that. I don't think there's anything to be concerned about. And I think, honestly, Indiana just needs a little bit more excitement and enthusiasm coming to their fan base. And that's what you have with some of these hires. He does a great job not only developing players throughout his time in Oregon and Alabama, but also recruiting. He's going to be a really strong player in the Southeast for Indiana. And that's not a place that they've really been able to do a whole lot over the past 10 years. You look at Trendon Watford, and I think it was Christian who came out the other day and said if Rosemond was still at Alabama when Trendon was going through his college selection, that he was going to end up at Alabama instead of LSU. So the relationship there, I think it's a really strong hire. I think it's a really good third staff member for Mike Woodson's staff. And now I think you have a really, really strong trio of assistant coaches who not only can recruit really, really, really well, but then can also do a lot with development and also game planning. I think you crossed off a lot of boxes with the three staff members, and then you throw in Mike Roberts and Thad Matta, still somewhat involved in the basketball program. And I really think it was a home run group that Scott Dolson and Mike Woodson put together, from Woodson all the way down to keeping, Cliff Marshall and Brian Walsh and some of these other guys on staff. So I think all in all, I think Indiana fans are going to be really excited with the staff and what they do in a year or two from now when you really start to see some of the results.